What is up, guys? Stark here, back again for day 11 of the 25 Days of Fate, and in today's character spotlight we are taking a look at Katou Danzo. So Danzo is going to be a 4-star assassin that came out a couple batches ago, and she's a really good character in my opinion, and I wanted to get her. I did get her, but I wanted to get her mainly for her, her appearance and her character design, but actually digging into the character, she's not that bad of a character overall. So at level 80, she will have 11,055 HP and 8,935 attack. This will rank her 114th overall in HP and 111th overall in attack. Her star absorption is 100, her star generation is 25.5, and her noble phantasm generation on her attacks is 0.71, and on defense it is 4%. So typically as an assassin, they have really high crit abilities, and Danzo is no exception. She has some interesting skills though, so she's not really going to focus really as a damage dealer. She's going to focus more as sort of a support for your allies and keeping them alive with I guess if you think about it in ninja tactics and stuff like that. So it's an interesting character, and her first skill is going to be the Synthetic Limbs Mechanical A++, which will allow you to increase your Buster card effectiveness for 3 turns, as well as increasing your Quick card effectiveness for 3 turns. So this is a really nice, damage buff, being able to get both of those increases at 30% on a 5-turn charge time at maximum level. So that's going to be really good, especially because her command card deck focuses heavily on quick cards and buster cards. So that's really nice when you have something like that. So she has, well, we'll talk about her command card deck in a little bit, but she can make good use of the first skill, and it is a pretty sizable increase in damage as well. So that's good. The only drawback is that her attack stat is really low to begin with, so it's not going to be as beneficial as we could like it to be, but overall, still going to be a pretty good increase to your damage. And it does last 3 turns as well on a 5-turn charge time, so there's not going to be that much wait time in between, using the skill. Her second skill is going to be the Ninjutsu A, which will apply evasion to 1 ally for 1 turn, as well as increasing that ally's critical star drop rate for 1 turn. So this is really nice, being able to target it to any ally or yourself, so anyone that needs help with an evasion, boom, right there. That'll take care of that evasion for 1 turn. It's not just 1 attack, it's 1 full turn. So that's really helpful. And, some characters don't have any sort of, evasion skills to their name. So this will be a really good way of keeping them alive. And then you also do increase their star drop rate as well. So anything that has, lacking in critical star drop rate will get a nice boost, 45% at level 10. Now it is on a 6-turn charge time, which is... it's better than some other skills that last 1 turn, but still, you still have to wait quite a while in order to use it, which is a bit of a drawback. So you could be able to combo with her 3rd skill. If only it was a little bit lower cooldown, then you could have some pretty cool, combos there. But I guess that's why it's not a low cooldown, because of the 3rd skill. We'll talk about it in just a second, though. So yeah, overall, pretty good skill, pretty good support for your allies or yourself if you need to. But really, you shouldn't have to use it on herself. She has good star generation on her own, so you don't need to increase her star generation anymore. And then her 3rd and final skill is going to be the Karakuri Genpo B+. This will apply invincible to 1 ally for 1 turn, as well as increasing their critical star drop rate for 1 turn. So at first I had to do a double take and a triple take to make sure that I had the skill correct. I thought maybe I did a typo or something, because the effects is basically almost identical to her 2nd skill, but that's what it is. That's the 3rd skill. You swap out evasion for invincibility for 1 turn, everything else stays the same, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but the fact that it's literally the same skill, essentially, it's just weird. I don't understand why they thought to do this. They could have changed it to increase critical star gather rate for 1 turn and apply invincibility, or increase critical damage for 1 turn, or anything, but it's literally just a carbon copy of the 2nd skill. Now, yeah, at the same time, though, invincibility does have, benefits over evasion, and you can pick and choose when you need to use invincibility, when you need to use evasion. And you could also combo them back to back, where you can go, invincibility 1 turn, evasion 1 turn, or vice versa. And that's what I was talking about with the lower cooldowns. If it had lower cooldowns, you could get in a scenario where you can almost consistently chain these 2 skills back to back and keep 1 ally or Danzo herself alive for a significant amount of time just by flip-flopping between the evasions. And you definitely can pull that off if you have some sort of support that can do a similar thing, so you could just keep filtering on the evasions and maybe bring in someone to lower your cooldown, so use a Mystic Code for that. I think there is one out there that does that, and if you have Rider Alter, you could do that as well. So it's possible. I haven't really thought about it as far as team composition goes, but there's this. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to pull it off at least. Maybe you have to wait one turn in between in order to use it, but I think it's possible. So yeah, it's a weird thing. I just don't understand it, but it is what it is. It's good for defense anyway, so there's that. And that essentially gives you 2 turns of critical star drop rate increase, which is nice. You get more stars, but it's just puzzling. As for her passive, she does have 1, which will increase her critical star drop rate by 10%. So there is that. She's an assassin, so she's going to have really high critical star drop rate. So yeah, moving on to her rankings here for her skills overall. I'm going to give her a 3.5 out of 5. She has good skills, but it feels like she only has 2 skills. So, her third skill, while technically it's different, it's kind of the same thing. And it's not really amazing where it'd be oh, hey, that's cool, I can use the same skill twice. But yeah, I don't know, it's weird. It feels like it's lacking a little bit. So 3.5 stars for that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at her command card deck and her Noble Phantasm. Her command card deck is 2 quick, 1 arts, 2 buster, and her hit counts are going to be 4 on the quick, 3 on the arts, 2 on the buster, and 5 on the extra attack, with 3 hits on her Noble Phantasm as well. So she's got decent hit counts with decent generation for both her crit and Noble Phantasm. So she should be able to get, she's definitely going to get a lot of stars, and her Noble Phantasm generation should go pretty quickly, although she has nothing to support herself outside of that as far as skills goes. So she can't increase her gauge or her gain at all. So you'll need support there for that. As for her Noble Phantasm, she's going to deal damage to all enemies, which is pretty nice for an assassin being an AoE. That's really nice there. And then on the overcharge effect, she will deal extra damage to demonic enemies. So obviously, if you're going against demonic enemies, you want to think about bringing her into the fight, especially if it's mobs or something like that. So you just want to go in and wave clear and get that extra damage. So that'll be a pretty good combination there. But overall, it does fall a little short for me, in my opinion. Outside of going against demonic enemies, it doesn't do a terrible amount of damage, but it is an AoE for an assassin, which is pretty rare if I can remember correctly. So it does have its uses, but it's nothing special. So moving back onto her rankings, for her damage, she's only going to get 3.5 out of 5. She has that first skill, which is really nice, but that's the only sort of increase to damage she has, at all. Not counting her Noble Phantasm increase for the overcharge effect. It's a little bit, separate because it's very specific to demonic enemies. But overall, though, she has low attack stat and just that first skill, so 3.5 stars. For her critical ability, she's going to get 4 stars. Assassins really can't get anything lower than 4 stars just because of their high crit stats to begin with. She does have that second and third skill to increase the drop rate for stars, so that helps a little bit as well, and it can be targetable to allies, so that's really good because it doesn't help her any because she doesn't need it really, but it can help another ally, increase their drop rate to get more stars. So that's really good, so 4 stars there. For her Noble Phantasm, she's only going to get 3 stars. It's just a basic Noble Phantasm that does a little bit of AoE damage and has a specific, overcharge effect where you have to have certain enemies to get it. For her survivability, I am going to award her 4 stars. She does have low HP, which sucks, but she does have that second and third skill to flip-flop between invincibility and evasion. And it is, like I said, pretty low cooldown as well, so you can get it off multiple times. And you don't necessarily have to use it back-to-back either, so it is very good for situational defense. For her versatility, I am also going to give her 3.5 stars. She is very useful with her second and third skill, but again, just because of the fact that they do pretty much the same thing, unless you need to increase the critical star drop rate of one of your allies, or that ally really has no sort of defense to their name, and you need to keep them alive, she's not going to contribute a whole heck of a lot to the team. She does get some really good generation for her stars, so she can be your critical star dealer to get the stars for your other allies, but overall, she's not going to do a whole lot for your team. So overall, she's going to get a 3.7 out of 5. She's not a bad character by any stretch of the imagination, but she has a few glaring flaws to her that I just can't overlook. The fact that she essentially only does have 2 skills is a huge thing in my opinion, and she does have pretty low damage output as well. So overall, looking at her as a character by herself, you know, she really can't get too high of a ranking. And so I feel like I want to talk about this again. I said it before, I'll say it again. When I do rankings for characters, I don't look at what characters can make that character better. I look at that character in a vacuum by itself and see what it can contribute to other characters or what it could do by itself. So I saw a lot of people yesterday talking about how my ranking for Parvati wasn't really that good because at 3.7, and everyone in the comments is like, yeah, but when Scotty comes out, she's gonna be amazing. And yeah, that's true, I'm not denying that. But 1, Scotty isn't out, she won't be out for 8 months. And 2, even if Scotty was out, it wouldn't change my ranking of her because I rank the character individually, not a character when it's in a team with other characters. So I guess that clarifies a little bit. The same way that Danzo could be really good with Merlin, I actually like really good with Merlin, being able to get increased to damage and buster card effectiveness. I don't factor that into my rankings because it's not Danzo. Like, Merlin is not Danzo. I look at a character by itself, and that's all I do. So it is what it is. Sometimes I'll talk about characters to team them up with for teams and make them better. But other than that, I look at the character individually by itself. And, you know, when Scotty does come out, maybe I'll talk about Parvati and some other characters that are good with her. But she's good with everyone that uses quicks anyway, so I don't know if I'll talk about it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. Sorry for that small rant there at the end. Just felt like I should clarify that a little bit. But if you did like the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I have the links below to my Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord. So feel free to check those out, as well as the 25 Days of Fate Christmas giveaway that I'm running on my channel throughout the month of December. All you have to do is comment on that video and subscribe to my channel in order to enter yourself into the giveaway to have a chance to win a $100 gift card to iTunes or Google Play. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I will have a video here in the next couple of days clarifying all the details for the giveaway, when the stream's going to be, and all that. So stick around for that. That's not going to be one of the 25 Days of Fate videos. It'll just be an extra video that I throw on my channel at some point during the week. So make sure you check that out for all the details. And I will leave you here with Danzo's Noble Phantasm, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
風よ集え家臣レースを起動からくり原法ドンギュー